Hello, everyone. Today we are going to take a quick look at Netflix because they report tomorrow. And if you're a trader, I think these are going to be your important levels to watch. Now, one of the facts of markets is that there are certain price levels that are important and some price levels aren't important. And sometimes we know why and sometimes we don't. These are called support and resistance levels. If a market is going lower, there's not enough demand or buy orders to take in all the supply, so the sellers are going to have to force the prices lower to get their shares off, and that forces a downtrend. When we get to support level, there is enough demand or buyers to take in all the supply, so the price stops going down. A resistance level is the opposite. When a market's going higher, it's because there's not enough supply to fill all the demand, so the buyers are forced to bid premiums, and that to get the sellers off the sidelines, and that forces the shares or the price into an uptrend. When we get to resistance level, there is enough supply to fill all the demand. So things stop going up when they get to resistance. Now, if you'll notice, this level that was support became resistance. Now, how could a level that was support turn into resistance? Seems kind of amazing, but a picture is worth 1,000 words, and you can see it on a lot of different charts. So there are people who bought it back here who regret doing so once the price gets lower. And they tell themselves, I made a mistake. I'm going to get out, but I don't want to lose any money. So I'm going to hold on to this. And if it gets back up to the same price that I bought it at, I'm going to sell it. If you have enough of these remorseful buyers placing their sell orders, the level that was support can convert into resistance. That's what happened here. So this is going to be an important level to watch, 349.70. Now, the opposite is also true. A level that was resistance, like here, can turn into support like over here. This is because of remorseful sellers. They think they did a great job when the price goes higher after they sell, but then they regret doing so and tell themselves they want to buy their shares back, but they're only going to do it if they can get them for the same price they were sold at. So if you have enough remorseful sellers placing buy orders at the level that was resistance, it can turn into support. Now, this is where you can do very well as a trader if you understand this. When we look at these charts, we're looking at psychology. That's what technical analysis is. It's a study of levels, trends, and momentum. All right. It's not about weird stuff like Gann theory. That stuff's that's like science fiction. Um, but notice how we get to support and we bounce. We get to support and we bounce. We get to resistance and we sell off. We get to resistance and we sell off. We get to support and we bounce. Well, this is what's going on here. Some of these investors who want to buy start to get the sense that there are other buyers in the marketplace, which is why the price starts going lower, or sorry, stops going lower. So they get afraid that they're going to miss out, so they all kind of cut ahead of each other. They don't want to miss the shares. If there's someone else who's willing to pay a higher price, that's who the seller is going to go to. So they get afraid that they're going to miss out, and they start increasing their prices. And one person says, "Oh, they're bidding 349.70. I'm going to go up to 349.80." The next person says, "I'm going to go up to 349.90." Next person sees that and says, "I'm going to go to 350." And you get this snowball effect. So a lot of times when we get to support, we get a tradable bounce. The opposite is true at resistance. You have investors who want to sell and they notice that the price has stopped moving higher. So they assume that there are other sellers coming into the marketplace and they're afraid of missing out. They want to make their sale. And if they're not offering their shares at the lowest price, then the buyer is going to go to someone else who is. The buyer is going to go who's ever willing to sell it at the lowest price. So they all start undercutting each other. Someone might be at 31.50. The next person might say, "All right, I'm going to go to 331.25." And then someone sees that and it goes to 331. And you get this snowball effect. So when things get to support or resistance, they tend to make moves, right? And a lot of times it's a reversal. So when Netflix reports tomorrow, I think the two levels you got to watch are on the downside for support 331.50, up on the top side around 349.70. I mean, we can't be that precise. Let's just call it 350. If we can break through, meaning we go above the resistance level, well, a lot of times that will lead to a new uptrend because it tells us something. The sellers who created the resistance with their sell orders have left the market. They either finish their orders or they cancel their orders. But anytime you pull supply off a market, the demand side or the buyers are going to be forced to pay higher prices. It doesn't matter what market it is, stock market, real estate market. Now on the downside, if the support breaks, meaning if the price gets below it, that tells us something as well. It tells us that the investors who created the support with their buy orders have left the market. They've either finished or canceled their orders. Now, anytime you take demand out of a market, it forces the sellers to be more aggressive, and that could force a new downtrend to start. So that's it, everybody. I just want to invite you back every day because I like doing technical analysis stuff in real time as opposed to pointing out things that happened in the past. And I think that probably 90% of the classes or teachers that teach technical analysis, like that's what they do. They just refer to their great calls in the past. They don't really, obviously, they don't talk about the bad calls they made, but we just got to keep it here in real time because this is where we're going to make money. Knowing where these important levels are is one of the first keys. All right, thank you, everybody, and I hope to see you soon.